Hey, what's going on? Strat Soldier here for the weekend shift. How you guys doing? Man, so happy to be here. Very happy to be here. How you guys doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Beach Bum is in the house. Who else we got here? We got Ryan. We got Aaron. Very cool, very cool. Let's see. Thank you so much for being here. I just had a good coaching session, really good coaching session. And Christy Kong, shout out to you. And Justin Davis, good morning. Good questions in the chat. Very cool. Loving it. I'm trying to do the retweet thing, get some people and get some folks in here. Come on now, where you at? Give me a second here. Yes. Live now. Before we get too far into everything, stuff and things, let me see here. Hold on. Yeah, okay. All right, before we get too far into everything, go check out thestratsoldier.com. Go check out my execution course, okay? That goes over the basics of actionable signals, the first universal truth in the strat, all right? This is Cedric. He says, for all the traders out there, I was really impressed with the Strat Soldier's execution course. He explains everything to the T. A lot of questions I had about learning the strat are explained in the execution course. It's worth it. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. I'm also coming up with a new bundle here very soon. You get 2 ebooks, Zero to Trading and Hammer in Force. You get those 2 ebooks, you get a Strat Soldier coffee mug, all right? Strat Soldier coffee mug. I'll send it to you at your house. Then you'll be on Saturdays laughing with me, drinking coffee, laughing at the charts, all right? Laughing at the charts. And today we're going to be talking about what happened last week. We're going to be talking about interest rates and what that means for us. And then we're just going to be, going through the price action, looking for actionable signals for next week. We got Brent in the house. What's up, Strat fam? Good morning. Yep, hopefully everybody had a good week. Hopefully everybody stayed out of the FOMO as well. The FOMO, it gets really nasty out there. It's crazy that they cut interest rates and not much happened. Not much happened. You had Ace out there making, showing some really good profits on some trades, but honestly, not much happened. We'll definitely look at that. We'll definitely be looking at that. Let's see if there's anything funny out there. Usually my intro is a little longer, but I just went through the coaching session, so my brain's pretty like already into it. Like let's get going. How about you guys? You guys have any good trades? Anybody? Beach Bum, Ryan. Miss Bacon is in the house. How you doing? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Very good. My Saturday is definitely starting out nice and easy. Been doing some shows on Whatnot. They don't know anything about stocks over there. Not all of them. I'm starting to find the people that do trade stocks. But honestly, it's like me just talking to myself. It's interesting over there at Whatnot. It really is. It really is. So the deal over there is backwards. You buy the coffee mug, you get 2 ebooks. So that's what I've been doing at different times over on Whatnot. Just a different platform, different crowd. Definitely a different crowd. They're talking about, they're wanting to buy like shoes and clothes and jewelry and stuff like that. They're like, stocks? What the heck? But let's go back to talking about the interest rates. So they got cut. They were supposed to be cut by like 50%. No, 50 basis points. I'm sorry, 50 basis points, which would have been 1%, but they only cut them by a quarter of a percent. So that just means we can borrow money easier. That's interesting. But it didn't. Oh shoot, Zay's in the house. Wow. That's impressive. There we go, man. Now we got to talk about AMD. You gotta go check out Zay, the wealth strategist. You gotta check him out. He also has a show here on YouTube. Maybe now I have to show up to his. Got to. We have a really good time on Twitter talking and laughing about stuff. So usually the format of the show is good morning, Marlon B. The format of the show, we talk about what, introductions, then we talk about what happened last week. Then we talk about actionable signals for next week, and then we go over some questions in the Strat about the Strat. Over here, we trade the Strat. We have three universal truths: actionable signals, time frame continuity, and broadening formations. Let's see if there's anything funny out there in Twitter land. Let's go see if there's anything funny on Twitter land that we could talk about for the intro. Let's do it. All right, Twitter land. This is this morning. Let me see here. What am I looking at? Sandalwood. Where's Sandalwood? That's Zay right there. That's Zay right there. Good dude. Justin Davis. What's up, y'all? Very good. Let's see if there's anything funny out there that happened. Oh, man. Love K. She's been kicking butt big time. Big time. Huge trades. She does trade the Strat. We're trying to get her on in soon. But she does trade options. Look at this. Got this amazing trade right here on SPX whiskey. All right, SPXW. Very good trades. All right, amazing. Yeah, she has a good time. She has a good time. Yeah, who keeps buying the top of this thing? Who keeps buying the top? And I was telling her about Michael Noss. Michael Noss has the data to back it up. He's a quantitative trader just like us, but he has the data to back it up. He's like, one of his buddies was like, yeah, I just buy calls on things that are at all-time highs. And you ask a stratter about that, I'm like, nah, that sounds risky as heck. But because the buyers could be like, well, we're done, and then they sell it all. But he's got the data that says buying stuff at all-time highs works. I don't know, man. I've been looking at it. I ain't done it myself, but I've been looking at it. Yeah, who keeps buying the top? Goodness gracious. Let's see here. Shout out to Corrate Trades. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. And then Richard Judge, you will be judged. Tasman, how you doing? Let me see here. Anything good out there? Alan shows me these charts. He's got a buddy out here. They've been, they do trades. They use Fibonacci's and all that stuff too, but really good trades as well. Shout out to Curtis. Curtis was looking at, I posted Rob Smith talking about options, not talking about charts back in 2021, and the Strat does not change, okay? The markets change, the news changes, but not the Strat. And I posted a video on Friday. I try to do that on Fridays, paying tribute to Rob and showing how Rob did it. Shout out to Justin Davis. Samuel Adams, shout out to you. He's a train conductor. TiVo doing great. I've been talking to TiVo. TiVo's been doing amazing. Yeah, buy high and sell higher. Yes, that's actually from a book called The Biggest Loser Wins. The Biggest Loser Wins, and he does talk about that. He's like buying things that you buy high and sell higher, and then sell low and sell lower. He does talk about that. TiVo's doing great. TiVo's doing fantastic. He's getting to the point where he is cutting. He can see stuff that's stuck in the middle of the broadening formation, and he's getting out of things that are not working in his direction, not working in his favor. Flat. Mike options, flat. The market opened flat the other day. Market opened flat the other day. Like, it ain't nothing happening. Marlon B with these amazing gifts. Things just go into the lows. I got 2 more minutes. In my intro. Marlon B, hilarious. We're always laughing. Zay, shout out to Zay again, who was talking about, Boeing. Zay has an interesting idea about Boeing. He thinks the president could be shaking up things in Boeing soon, okay? So we'll see. But then I started talking silly and talking about how, all he has to do is say, Boeing is stupid and things go to the low. So we'll see what they want to do there. Shout out to Miss Woods. Shout out to her. Anything else good out there? I got one more minute. Shout out to Erica. She's always giving me mess. Talking about AMD. And then Jay is a stratter from way before, back in the olden times. Like 2019, 2020 days, the olden times. But anyway, he's getting back into the Strat. It's awesome. He picked up his copy of the execution course. Always shout out to Steve Burns. And the entire market was just waiting to see what the heck is going to happen with interest rates. Are they going to cut them? Are they going to just do nothing, which they have done nothing for the last year, 2 years, no interest rate cuts, right? So anyway, they did cut interest rates. They only cut it by 0.25%, and that's it. All right, the market. What did the market do? Let's look at that real quick, because I got that leads me into what happened last week. Interest rates was the biggest thing, but it went up just a little bit at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, and it was straight to the lows, and then came back up, and then did nothing the rest of the day. All right, did nothing. Shout out to Dividend Dog. He's good. He's a good dude too. Real good dude. Carlos, trading them options, giving us that data. I think we're back to Monday. Mr. F2 Rev, looking at those higher time frames. And Sand Dollar with that Tesla. Dude, I'm starting to see these things everywhere, especially where I'm at. All right, when the Cybertruck first came out, I was like, this thing is ugly. Nobody's gonna want to buy this thing. Hey, Rico down the street got one of these Cybertrucks, and they're souping them up. They're painting them different colors. They're putting rims on them. I'm not even joking. I need to queue up that picture and have it ready for next time to show you guys. The regular people are starting to buy these Cybertrucks. All right. Now I know they had the recall with the whole front end would fall off and all that stuff, but hey, they bring it down the price just a little bit so the regular people can get them, and they are souping them up. They ain't gonna drive around in no toaster. They are souping them up. All right. All right. Let's get back and let's talk about what happened last week. Let's get in this tank. Let's talk about what happened last week. All right. So last week, looking at SPY and the broader averages, looking at SPY. Still 2 up on the month. All right. And when I trade with all 4 time frames up, just like this. Just shows me what? Come on now, say it out loud. Time frame continuity. That's right, Zay. We do time frame continuity here. All right. So we're looking at multi-time frame analysis, and what we're looking for is green and red. Who is in control, the buyers or the sellers? And right now, still the buyers, okay? SPY, green on the month, green on the week, all right? And here's your trend on the week, all right? Still good, still good. This is FOMC day right here. That's where it went to the lows, came right back up. Here's FOMC day right here on the charts, all right? Nice little broadening formation here, but did nothing. Everybody's waiting on the Fed decision. 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, it came up. Yay, we're gonna cut them. Here's the announcement. And the market was like, went to the lows. You're like, well, how did that happen? We're supposed to be happy because they cut interest rates. Well, I guarantee everybody was like, well, it's priced in. We knew it was going to happen, and it's only a quarter of a percent as opposed to the whole percent. I'm sure that's the kind of talk that was happening. All right, selling to the lows, but then came right back up, and then did nothing the rest of the day. This is the 17th day, the 18th day after, and then still your 60-minute charts. The trend wasn't very strong. Okay. Not strong at all. Yesterday was actually an inside day. Do nothing. Scenario 1, do nothing. And I keep getting messages from stratters talking about, man, I really wish I didn't take that trade. SPY was inside on the day. There's 500 stocks in here. This is a consolidation that's forming. All right. Everything's, moving up and down in here. Getting, it's doing this. Why are you trying to buy into that? Well, because this other guy said it's okay and it doesn't matter. Okay. Is that other guy going to help you give your money back when you're losing all your money? When you're losing that money in that thing? No, but he said, leave it alone. When it's forming an inside day, leave it alone. Go cut the grass. Go take your kids to the zoo. Go do something else. Go to the movies. Go to the movies. A little toaster. Yeah, that Tesla boy is ugly as sin, but they are souping him up. They're like, let me see that. Rico down the street was like, let me give me this blank canvas. Let me soup this thing up, and it's tough. It is tough. I got to get the picture. I showed him a couple months ago. This is SPY, Dow Jones. Dow Jones doing a little better. Let me move this over. Dow Jones doing a little better. Green on the month, green on the week. Nice trend here. And then here's your days. And then here's your 60s are kind of wonky. And then here's your money flow index. Now, the money flow index, remember, we're not really using for buy and sell signals. We're just using it to quantify, further quantify volume, okay, because this measures price and volume. The trend is going up, but this thing's is flat, all right? So that just means there are not a lot of people putting their money in this thing, all right? Dow Jones, not the strongest. 50% SPY range is not tradable. Not tradable. You're right. It's nasty, ugly. Ew. Justin Davis knows what we're talking about. QQQ, and he has to know. All right, he goes down to these 3-minute charts. He has to know what's going on. He ain't trying to get caught up in no junk. No way. Not trying to get caught up in no junk. Not doing that. All right, QQQ, green on the month, green on the week, green on the days, and their 60 minutes a lot stronger. All right, and now notice the difference here. Look at the money flow index here. All right, it's confirming the trend of the price. All right, price is king. We always want to look at price first. But if you are going to use these indicators, you want your indicators to match and go along with what and reconfirm what we're seeing in the price. Okay, that's what you want that to look like, not this situation. Nothing. This is boring. All right, you can still be making money in that, but I mean, it's not really, not really. You don't have that oomph. There's nothing showing that this is going to continue up. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, that's all. And I'm showing this. I know I used to call myself the indicator hater, and I don't show any of this stuff, but a lot of stratters using indicators, doing other things and adding it to the strat. So you might as well show them right? So no actionable signal for next week on SPY, Dow Jones, or QQQ, but it's still in outer space, all-time highs. This is our RSP, S&P 500 equal weighted. This gives the big guys and the little guys all the same grade, and inside day. All right, inside day, all for Monday. For that on the daily. Here's your 60-minute charts. Not a lot going on. All right, minor divergence. Yep, minor divergence. Small cappers for Marlin B. Marlin B. I have an article for you. It was written in 1997, but it's about no. It was that's a different article. The article is about trading Russell 2000 small cappers, all right? And it was written earlier this year, okay? Earlier this year. So I'm going to put that in the Strat Camp community, and I'll send you the link. It's a pretty good article, all right? But creeping back up into all-time highs, small cappers, right? It's not there yet. We still got some room on this. It's not there yet. We got to get there. Maybe it is there. Yep. Boy, it came back in a little bit, but small cappers moving to the highs. Here's your days. I know Mr. F2 Rev has been working it. Where? All-time highs. All right. All-time highs. I get it. Oh, that's so funny. Let's see. Let's go to multi-view for the rest of the charts, and then that gives me 8 minutes before I got to get into actionable signals for next week. All right, let's switch this to the weekly chart. Let's look for those actionable signals on these sectors. This is TrendSpider. If you need a little help, there's a link in the description. Get you a little 25%, give you a little bump, a little 25% discount on TrendSpider. All right, so we got XLK Tech. Fantastic. Tech is always going to match QQQ. All right. XLE, we do have a shooter on the XLE. We're going to look at that. All right. We're going to look at this shooter in XLE. Labu, green, XLV, healthcare. Come on. Healthcare has just been nasty. Healthcare is just trading sideways, doing nothing. It is inside day, but I'm not, inside week, but I'm not excited for it at all. But it is an actionable signal. XRT retail, shooter on the week on retail. That's interesting. It's been trending up really well. This could be some profit taking. I'm not sure, but it's definitely got a shooter on the week. We want to look at that. Shaking my head. Semiconductors, SMH. I call it shaking my head because sometimes it just don't make no sense. All-time highs. Semiconductors, all-time highs. And then XLP. Getting murdered. All right, XLP getting murdered. I've been talking about it getting back into this level of reclaim back here. And what did it do? Shooter in force all the way back down to $79.26. The TrendSpider platform, this is pretty net. Yes, it is. Yes, TrendSpider, very nice. I like it a lot. Their goal is to give average people professional tools. All right, professional tools. It's awesome. It's awesome. And it's also, it's really cool during the day to set this to, like, 60-minute charts or the daily chart, and you can see and they're all moving at once. It's pretty cool. It's awesome. It's awesome. I like it a lot. All right, so let's go. We're going to be looking at XLE. We're going to be looking at healthcare. And let me see here. Let me get my notes. Where are my notes at? I think I took my notes off of here, but we're definitely going to be looking at XLE, healthcare, and retail. Yes, very Strat friendly. Yes, it is the only charting software that has worked with Rob Smith, and they built the Strat into TrendSpider. Okay, very cool. Let's see. I got 4 minutes left. I got 4 minutes left before and then we're going to be talking about actionable signals. Here's your stock market map. Pretty, just a good once over on what's happening out there. Apple. I definitely want to talk about Apple. This was a win for us on the weekend shift. A watch list, 2-2 reversal back up on the week. All right, and then Zay, what do I mean by 2-2 reversal? All right, we believe there's only 3 ways anything can trade. All right, I gotta go over it for Zay because Zay's here. Okay, let me get an arrow on the chart because I want him to understand what we're talking about. At the end, he still may go, I don't know what he's talking about, but we're gonna give it a shot. All right, we believe there's only 3 ways anything can trade. Inside bar right here, inside bar, scenario 1. Okay, notice it doesn't take out either side of the previous range. Scenario 2 either takes out either the highs or the lows. This is a 2 up. This is a 2 down. Okay, and then the most important one of all is a scenario 3. A scenario 3 takes out both sides of the previous range. That's a 3 there, but let me find a nice juicy fat one. That's obviously a scenario 3. Let me see here. That one might work over here. That one is still a 3, but I wanted to really emphasize the fact that this thing is getting, that might do it. For this example, here's a scenario 3, all right? Takes out the highs and the lows of the previous range, all right? The highs and the lows, scenario 3. Yep. Okay, very good. Oh yeah, yep. So now what we do is I'm glad you're here. And so what we do is we combine these to come up with our Strat reversals. And then what we do with this broadening formation is we don't necessarily wait for a breakout. We're not like it's breaking out of the broadening formation, time to get in. That's not what we do. What we do is we trade reversals within this. All right, within this broadening formation. So right now, Apple to the highs, 2-2 reversal back up, like I was saying. 2-2 reversal back up above 240.15 and ends that 245.63. But this is what I really want to show you guys. Check this out. Quarterly chart. Apple hammer in force on the quarter. All right. This is good for the whole quarter. The target is 249.41. The next one after that one is 259.71. All right. Good for the rest of the quarter. Fantastic. As soon as it got above 225.19, that's when definitely create a small position on that. Create a position on that. So here's your monthly chart. Back to the monthly chart. Where you at? Oh, I got to change that to the week. Let me clear this up. I definitely want to show you guys that. Big news there. All right, that was definitely a win. All right, let me see here. I got 1 minute. And I got to go to we're going to be talking about actionable signals for next week. We're going to run down really quick what happened last week, and then we are going to look for actionable signals. All right. Let's just get into it. Let's get into these actionable signals. Let's do it. All right. We're in the tank now. We are in the tank now. Got to put your helmet on so you don't bang your head around. There's a lot of metal in the tank, all right? It's time to do battle. It's time to do battle. Let's look at these actionable signals for this week. Now, again, we're looking at XRT retail because it's got a shooter on the week. We want to see if other stocks within this sector go below, take it to the lows. All right, so XRT retail, we'll see if that goes below $86.46. We'll see if that gets down to $83 area. All right, let's see if they really want to take them down. And then XLE Energies, also known as oil, got to get some of that oil, that nice Texas oil. All right, let's see if they want to get that going. Shooter, if that shooter goes in force below $88.15, the magnitude in the first target is $86.39. Okay, 39 cents. And the last one, XLV, not excited about this one. Not excited about healthcare, all right? There's a man out there that talks like this that's really trying to make sure that nobody takes their vaccines for this year because they can cause the second nose to grow on your face. Okay, anyway, whatever silly things he's saying on TV, healthcare's taking a beating. Okay, it's taking a beating. So we're going to see if this thing goes above 138.49 or below 136.58. Okay, let's see here. He says, when using Strat, how do you find extension levels? Extension levels? No. There are no extension levels. Let's go to SPY. There are no extension levels. We do not use the Fibonacci's, for example, the extended fibs, to find extra places it could go. It's in all-time highs, all right? It's in outer space. There are no more stops to be taken out. Now, if you use extension lines to find plausible places for it to go, that makes sense. I understand what you're doing. But there's no more stops to be taken out. What we want to do within the Strat is trade against people in losing positions. That's what we want to do. We want to trade against people in losing positions, all right? Because we know people are taught to put their stops above, at these pivot points. We know people are taught to put their stops at these pivot points. So what we want to do is trade reversals that are going to take those stops out, because that speeds up liquidity. It takes out their stop, speeds up liquidity. If they're short in this market, it turns them into a buyer, all right? And then it further, exacerbates this situation, all right? It makes it go more, all right? Faster, quicker, all right? And so we want to trade against people, again, we want to trade against other people's losing positions. So when we come up with our price targets, like for example, let's go back to XRT retail. When we come up with our price targets, we don't just, here's the Fibonacci line, or we draw an arrow all the way down to the bottom. We don't do that. We want to trade against other people's stops. So if this goes scenario 2 down, all right, let me put this back on. If this starts trading to the lows, all right, it's going to take out anybody who put their stop below $58 or $85.91. It's going to take them out. And then whoever put their stop here at $83.01, it's going to take them out, all right? And then this is really going to start rushing to the downside. So that's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. So as far as extended levels, we call that exhaustion risk because it's jammed with buyers. It's completely jammed with buyers. So we don't look to see if it's going to keep going more. If it's extended, keeps going to the highs, that's cool. That's cool, but we really don't look for extended levels. How do you use it, Zay? How do you do extended levels on your side? Interested. I'm interested now. How do you look for extended levels on your side? I know some people use extended fibs for that, but we definitely want to pick actual prices that the price could go to. So when it's in all-time highs or all-time lows, we're just like, it's exhaustion risk, it's jammed with buyers or it's jammed with sellers. You can keep working it, but how far is it going to go? Where is it going to go? All right, that's the question. So how do you use extended levels? Maybe I need you to come on and show us extended levels. Maybe. Maybe. So XRT retail, we're looking for this thing to go to the lows. We'll see. We'll see if they want to do that. We'll see if they really want to take them down. So that's retail. Let's go over the weekend shift watch list from last week really quick. Let's see what worked and what didn't work. BLDR, that was a win. All right, we were looking for this thing on the weekly chart to go below 138.35. It took out the first target at 134 and then took out all these guys all the way down to 126. It stopped at 124. All right, that was a win. No actionable signal for next week. Take it off the chart. I don't have my sound effects on. All right, that was a win. Walmart, where we're looking for this thing to keep going to the highs. It did not. We were looking for it on the daily chart actually to go to the lows. It did, and then it's a mess. All right, but Walmart is a shooter on the week below 121. Excuse me, 102.09. Let's do this, a weekly only, and clean this up. So we'll leave this on the watch list for next week. Let's see if they want to start taking profits on Walmart. Let's see if they go below 102, and the next one, $96. Let's see if they take it down. Yeah, I use extended fibs, and I look for a 1, 2, and a 1.61 and two levels. All right, very cool. Very cool. Yep, people do that. It works. It works. But yeah. In the strat, it's exhaustion risk. MSTR, one bar is a rev strat on MSTR with inside bar scenario 3. No actionable signal for next week. That was a win. I just didn't mark it. That was a win. Okay. QCOM, what did QCOM do? That was definitely a win. All right, 3, 1, 2 up. Scenario 3, inside bar 2 up. Took out all of these stops. Very good. That definitely was a win. Best Buy, shooter and force on the week. Here's your days, here's your 60s. You could still be in that, but the target was $8. It didn't get down to $8, so I'm not going to call it a win for the show, but you could still be in that. No reason to get out. That was Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm sorry, I said Best Buy. Bed Bath & Beyond, also known as Bloodbath. Bloodbath. Oh man, that's really working out for that overstock. Bed Bath & Beyond. That was a company that folded. It's gone. But then Overstock, who was doing really well, bought Bed Bath & Beyond, and then changed their name from Overstock to Bed Bath & Beyond. Idiots. Idiots. Bunch of dummies. All right, this was a win for RTX. The magnitude wasn't very far, but it did hit it. That's a win. No actionable signal for next week. Take it off the list. Take it off the list. XLP consumer staples just going to the lows. Going to the lows. Getting killed. Getting killed. American Tower. American Tower did trigger, it went scenario 3, all right? It did trigger the 2 up, but then failed, came all the way back through. Red, gross. Comcast, does anybody have cable anymore? Goodness gracious. Shooter on the week, in force all the way down. Didn't get the $30.99, so I can't call it a win, but you can still be in that. This is full time frame continuity to the downside. Red on the month, red on the week, red on the daily, and these 60s are red, all right? That means the sellers are in control of Comcast. You want to know that. So what? So what? Southern Company, we're waiting for this thing to go 2 up on the week. It did not, but it did form a hammer on the week, so we'll see if that goes above $92.44. And the magnitude's $94.49. Not a whole bunch. We know that. We know. It's utility. Hershey's candy bars to the highs. Candy bars to the highs. Above 188.92. It took out this guy, and then this stop right here at 92.59. The next one after that one is 199. But it worked. It worked. And we'll see. We'll see for next week. Looks like it's going to open up inside week for next week. Mondelez, we were looking for this thing to go below $61. It did not. It went straight up. So hopefully you did not short that thing. We do not get in early. Pepsi, wow. Pepsi's really, it's not winning the Pepsi challenge right now. It's not winning the Pepsi challenge. Coca-Cola ain't doing much better. But it is hammer on the week for next week. Let's see what they want to do here. The first target's going to be 146, but I did have the top of that scenario 3 marked. I mean, that's just, it's red on the month. There's nothing to show that this has evidence it's going to go to the highs, but it is hammer on the week. All right, we'll see. Cheese ketchup. Kraft and Heinz. Remember, this company is going to be splitting up. They're splitting their company up, all right? Splitting it up. Back in the cheese and the ketchup individually, all right? They're like, we can make some money. We can make more money if we're split up. And they're like, okay. So, but you do have a hammer on the week. Let's see if it gets above $26.56 and gets to $72.17. Brent says Hershey's is a nice cyclical stock, best to buy now and hold through Easter. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Cycle talk. I love it. I will say I learned something new today. So appreciate you, brother. That's awesome. That's awesome. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. That was Momo hammer on net. All right, now this is at all-time highs. It's at all-time highs. We do have an actionable signal that says it could go higher. But this is at all-time highs, okay? Now, you have to get with Zay to learn these extended fibs, but we're not afraid of exhaustion risk. I'm not going to tell you to not take this trade. I'm just saying you got no target to take out. There's nothing to aim for. We're just aiming for, outer space, But I understand that's where the extended fibs things comes in at, where it could possibly go to. It makes sense. It makes sense. Net, Cloudflare, ANET, where we're looking for this thing to go to the lows. It did not. It triggered and went straight back up. When you have something that gives you a signal that says, hey, this is going to the lows, it triggers and then comes straight back up, get out. Okay, don't wait for it to see if the sellers come back in. Just get out, just cut it. Apple, definitely a win. I already talked about this one. Hammer in force, moving back up. Moving on up. All right, I already talked about Apple. No actionable signal for it next week. We move. All right. Put those tickers in there you want to look at. There it is. There's Marlon B. Marlon B says, give me Amazon. Myron B says, I know what happened last week, daggone it. Amazon. All right, Amazon. Let's make this blue because that is a level of reclaim. Let's make it blue, level of reclaim, and we're looking for this shooter. It's stuck. It's super stuck right here. All right, super stuck in there. Will it go to the lows below 28, 228.17? If it does, it could possibly get down to 221. We'll see what they want to do, but it is, all these bars are stuck in this scenario 3 right here. All right, all these bars are stuck in this range. Scenario 3, stuck in that range. So either it's going to keep getting stuck or it's going to, or going to keep going up. But right now, shooter on the week looks like that wants to go to the lows. It is green on the month though, okay? Green on the month. AMD, automatic money destroyer. Oh, I told you, that's that. AMD's that crazy ex-girlfriend. She comes around for a few months, and she's telling you all the nice things. You guys are going to the park and having fun, and then August comes, and she's like, who you talking to on the phone? You're like, what? Yeah, you heard what I said. And now this happens. She starts playing her mess. That's all I'm saying. It can be a guy too. I'm just saying. Depending on where you're at. AMD gets a little toxic. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying with AMD. She gets toxic. She starts, she's good for a little bit, and then she starts acting crazy. Scratching up your car with a key and everything, keying up your car, canceling your DoorDash orders. She starts acting crazy. So the last couple weeks, she's been acting a little crazy. Yeah, Miss Bacon knows what I'm talking about. She knows. But we do have a hammer on. The week. Let's see if that thing goes above 161.94. And the first target is going to be 164.28, but that's pretty tight. Let's see if we can get up to 171.08, okay? Let's see if we can get up in here. It is red on the month. All right, red on the month. 2-2 reversal back down on the month. So we need to acknowledge that the sellers are trying to take this down on the month. All right. And automatic money destroyer. Zay's over there with her. Leave my girl alone. Okay. Well, she keeps calling my house hanging up. That's what she keeps doing. She keeps getting on my Facebook page, posting all crazy stuff. That's what she's doing. Anyway, AMD. AMD, seriously though, AMD had said they had some good, our AI chips are going to be doing a lot better. Our semiconductors, AI, all that stuff. And it went to the highs, and then, a little bit of exhaustion risk and went back to the lows. So, an interesting thing here, on the monthly chart, we'll keep on looking at stuff, but this level of reclaim, and that's exactly why we look at these things, Stratters. That's exactly why we look at these ranges. All right. We know this scenario 3 is a broadening formation on a smaller time frame, and look what it did. All right, went back through this range, hit the top of this range, and it came back down. Coincidence? I think not. All right, hit 187.28, came back down. So we'll see. All right, see what they want to do. And then we also got, who else want to look at? We're going to look at Boeing. We want to look at net. So we're looking to go short on net. Well, net. We don't, it's got a hammer. You don't want to short. We don't want to short something that has no actionable signals saying it's going to go short. What we do is we look for inside bars, we look for shooters, and we look for hammers. Right now, I know in technical analysis they would call this a hanging man because this is actually at the top of the range. But in the strat, that's a hammer all day long in the strat. Okay, we're going to trade it like a hammer. So, because here's a hammer right here. Went in force above 203 and it just kept going. All right, it just kept going. So that's why we just trade it as it is. All right, so we're not looking to go short yet. Now, if it goes inside week, let's get some pretend candles on the chart. Let's get some pretend candles on the chart. All right, let's say it goes inside week like that, and then the week after that goes like this. Now we're looking to go short. Okay, and then we'd look to go short like around 218. All right, and these are weekly charts, so we have time to get in on something like this. Okay, so let's just say next week is inside week, doing nothing. They do nothing all week, and then the week after they start trading to the lows because they're taking their profits because the buyers are like, we're bored. We want to take our profits. We're bored with this. That's when we'll get in. So we don't want to start shorting stuff as it's continuing to go to the highs. All right, bad news. Bad news. All right, at least that's just how we see it. TJX, what is TJX? TJX, inside on the week, inside on the month. What's this thing doing? Okay, it's at all-time highs. It's up at the tippy top. So here's that exact same situation I was talking about on net. Now this could go either way. It's an inside week, so it can go either way. It can go above 141.11 and then get up to 145.47, or it could pivot machine gun all the way back down. Pivot machine gun meaning here's all these pivots and it just takes them all out. 187. Bam, 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 bam. All right. It's been a while since I've seen a really good pivot machine gun just rip all the way down through something like this. Because the buyers are in here, okay? I just want to say the buyers are in here. So there's no evidence that this is just going to start collapsing. All right, but it could do that. That's what we're looking for, all right? That's the kind of situation we're looking for on TJX. Are we going to the highs or are we going to the lows? Right now, we could get a continuation to the highs above 141.11. 141.11. All right, we want to look at now, and then we're going to look at Boeing now. I want to show you something funny on Boeing too. Now, no actionable signal on now. It is hammer in force on the month though. Uh-oh, that's what we look for. I wish I had my sound effects on. That's what we look for. Now it's $935.41. Good Lord. All right, good Lord. But we're still going to put that on the actionable signals list. It is there. All right. We're going to put that on the two up on the month watch list. It is there. All right. All right. We organize our stocks by condition. That's awesome. Hammer in force on the month. Very good. If we're just so there's no actionable signal on the week, meaning there's no inside bar, there's no hammer, there's no shooter. So we're just looking for a continuation on this. But looking at the monthly chart. Looking at the monthly chart, if you got in on shares or options, if you can afford that, the top of that three is $1,000, $1,057.02. Give me my money. Give me my 2 cents. Do it. Do it. That's what Zay says. He said, give me my money. I want all of it. Give me the change too. Give me the change. Don't round it up. I want the pennies. Give it all. All right. So no actionable signal for next week, but that is on our monthly watch list. All right. Very good. Boeing to the lows, to the lows. I'm going to show you something funny on Boeing. So Boeing, I can see that right now. What we look at is this level of reclaim back here. Make that blue. So, yep, it was stuck in this scenario 3, this outside bar. Stuck in all here for weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, stuck in here. Finally got out of it here. And then this week, you know, kind of going to the lows. And finally getting out below 215.90. No actionable signal for next week. But we want to see if this thing keeps going down. Because it is scenario 3 on the month. All right, the sellers are trying to take over Boeing. The sellers are definitely trying to take over Boeing to the downside. Definitely. He says, I got you. Okay. Starts to make sense. It makes sense on net. Triangle day out. That's right. Triangle day out. Perfect. That's what I'm looking for now. upside continuation. Okay, very good. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, and for everybody else, that's a really good example. Me and Zay trade different ways, but but when something makes sense, you can't deny it makes sense. I'm not talking about some fair value gap voodoo crap. All right, I'm not talking about some order block situation garbage where people are just like anybody's like, I don't know what he's talking about at all. No, if it makes sense, it makes sense. The things you talk about should make sense. Level of reclaim is an old 3. Yes, Brent, you know this lesson. Yes, a level of reclaim is a scenario 3 back here. We know this is a broadening formation on a smaller time frame. We want to know when this price gets back into or out of or stuck inside one of these scenario 3s. All right, just like right here, scenario 3 inside bar, back up. All right, got back out of this level of reclaim right here. This is how you can simplify the price action in your broadening formation. Okay, that's how you can simplify the price action happening within the broadening formation. So I don't necessarily look at Fibonacci's at all, okay? I don't look at fibs for levels. I look at these scenario 3s back here. I want to know what's happening. Who's got the ball, the buyers or the sellers? Who's got the ball, the buyers or the sellers? All right? That simplifies what's happening within this broadening formation. Go to my YouTube, go look up a video called levels of reclaim versus the Fibonacci's or versus fibs. Yeah, Zay says I don't use ICT either. Man, I listened to somebody talk for 20 minutes on what this stock could do, and it was a stock. It wasn't an ETF. It was just a stock on what it could do. And I'm looking at the chart and I'm like, it's an inside day. Do nothing. It's going to consolidate all day long. Why are we messing with this? Why did it take 20 minutes for this guy to say that? Because they got to talk about all their little words and weird stuff. Oh, what did I want to show you on? Okay, so Boeing. Okay, so what's really funny about Boeing is yearly charts. Okay, yearly charts. So the Strat works on any time frame, okay? And we look at these major time frames as well. Here is 2019, and there was a shooter on 2019, okay? But there was also a shooter back in 2018. Boeing was already having problems, all right? Boeing was having problems already. And then here's 2019 ends as a shooter, and then here's 2020. This is COVID, and they blamed COVID for all their problems. No, y'all had problems before. Flying coffins. Come on now. Anyway, 2-2 reversal back down below 310.28, came all the way down to $89.34. And then since this broadening formation, okay, in this broadening formation, remember we're not waiting for the breakout of this broadening formation. We want to trade reversals within this broadening formation. But these are yearly charts. What's interesting about Boeing, it's been stuck in this range for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, all stuck in this same range right here. We call this mother bar problems. Brent said we are the whistleblowers. We see it. Everybody's like, yay, we're making money, it's going to be great. And then a window pops out in the middle of the sky. Window gone, door gone. Oops, to the lows. And then they were like, you know what? Let's sell these planes to other countries. Hey, South Korea, you think you want to buy some of these planes? Yeah, we'll buy them. Oh man, all right, to the highs. So I can see, Zay, I see why you want to be in this. 2026 could be good for Boeing, all right, but they got to get their act together. Ooh, safety features need to be, locks on the doors and the windows need to be important. Yep. Okay, you guys are having a good conversation. And if you're not in the chat, you're missing the conversation. It's fun. We're having a good time. Quarterly charts, still all these quarters stuck in this giant mother bar are right here. All right, mother bar and then here's all the little babies trailing behind it. All right, stuck. Just wait for another plane to drop. Oh man, all right. But I don't know. I'm showing Zay this because I talk so much junk on Twitter about Boeing and AMD. But this is why, okay? This is why. So when I do the Strat Camp webinar and I'm showing people the Strat, I always go to Boeing and I show them what a motherboard problem is, okay? Again, all these months stuck in this 1 month back in March 2020. Not one candle has gotten above 297. Now I know Zay's a very positive person. He's going to say, well, it never went below $91. Never went below 91, and that's true. So that's good. All right, that's good. Now, so it's just stuck. It's just been stuck, and that's what's funny about it. It's just been stuck. They do, but I like the new CEO, and Trump is pounding Boeing planes on every country. Yep. He does a deal with, hey, you want some planes? Oh, it's the upsell. That's what he's doing. Okay. The backlog is looking crazy. That's what he's doing. Hey, he's like, hey, okay, check it out. Welcome to the deal. Let's talk about these tariffs. I will lower these tariffs, and they negotiate. And then he goes in for the upsell. Would you like fries with that? Not only are we going to reduce the tariffs, but would you like some Boeing planes? We got some big ones. We got some little ones. What kind? What kind you want? We got all of them. Well, you can paint them any color you want. Customize it to you. That's what's going on. That makes so much sense. He's going for the upsell. Yes, he putting it on all the countries. What you got? What you want? Oh, you can't afford Boeing planes. Well, guess what? You can have some Boeing planes on us. On us. Look at the building as a building a base. No, I get it. I love it. I that's okay. I would love that. I'd rather get in here. This is his example. Yeah. The president says, all right, we'll lower the tariffs, but would you like fries with that? All right, very good. Let's do this. Let's go to monthly chart. Yeah. I would rather you start a position here at 183.96 with just a few shares. Now, I'm talking to everybody else, not just Zay. Yep. That's one heck of an upsell. I'd rather you buy some shares at one. I don't know, you guys can't see the price because my big old head. Hold on. Top left. I'd rather you start a position at 183.96 and, just a few shares, 2 or 3, 4 or 5, whatever, just a few. You don't have to dump a bunch of money in this. And if it keeps going up, and it gets above 290, 298, that's good. And then when I'm on TV, when I'm on your TV at home and I'm laughing at Tesla going, you dumb for getting in, Boeing. You dumb for getting in at Boeing at 295. What you think it was going to do? You're like, I don't care. Strat soldier, laugh all you want. I got in at 183. I'm like, oh, okay. I'd rather have that situation for you. That's the kind of stuff I want. All right. That's the kind of good stuff I want for you. Yep. That's an upsell. Heck of an upsell. So building a base. Yes, it could definitely, Boeing was valued at 446 at one point in time, all right? It could get there again, all right? It could. So they just got to get their act together. They got to do something. Let's go look at other stuff. Carvana. Carvana got their stuff together. Shoot. What's the ticker for Carvana? I forgot. Hold on, I know where to go. I forgot the ticker name for Carvana. I gotta stop looking at it. That's the problem. There it is, CVNA. That's it, CVNA. All right, that's also a company that got their stuff together. All right, they got their stuff together. We buy cars. We got the cool, the cool oscillating vending machine for the cars. Really cool thing. And then 2021 came in. Shooter and force on the month, all the way back down the lows. Everybody's like, we hate Carvana, and then they're like, okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do to save the business? you know what, we're going to get rid of the car vending machines because they take a lot of maintenance to work. You know, there's a heck of a lot of maintenance to get these things, keep them working. Okay. And then, no, I mean, the car vending machine was pretty cool, but it's kind of played out. Let's move on to something else. So they got rid of the car vending machine things. And then they got these little bongo trucks that'll come and get your used car. They'll buy your used car and then come pick it up at your house. They'll pick it up at your house, all right? So they started changing things, started doing things different, all right? And now Carvana back at all-time highs. Back at all-time highs, all right? So that's just an example of a company that got their stuff together. Roku is also another one that is working on getting their stuff together, hopefully, all right? Hopefully. We were talking about that this morning during the coaching session, all right? All right, if you started a position at around $73, all right, this thing used to be evaluated all the way up at $492. Now it's easier to trade something like this with shares, all right, and adding to your position as it's going up. Now, I'm not advocating for just buying stuff that's all beat up. I'm just saying Roku could be the next one. Same thing with Palantir, PLTR. Palantir was one that got their act together. All right, we've been making fun of Palantir for a long time, and then all of a sudden, boom, to the highs. All right, boom. KRE. All right, regional banking. All right, very good. Very good. We do have a, I don't know if I want to call that a hammer. That's more like a doji. That's more like a doji thing, but it could go 3-2 up. What's it doing on the month? We got some buyers on the month. Okay. We got some buyers on the month. What's it doing on the quarter? 2-2 reversal back up on the quarter. Beautiful. All right, above $60.21. It hit the first target at 65. The next target's 70. Let's see if they want to keep that going. Let's put that on the macro charts. We'll put that on the macro charts. That's a good find right there. Very good find. So for next week, I mean, it could go. It's got to, but if it's going to go, it's got to get above $66.20. It has to. All right. Meaning, if it doesn't go above $66.20, we're not touching it. Not touching it. You do nope. I was going to say inside day for Monday, but nope. All right, but it's moving up. Nice trend to the upside. It is trending up. You know, let's just see what they want to do. No actionable signal for next week. Yep. All right. Is there anything obvious? Let's go to the Strat Soldier Easy Setup Scanner. This is in TrendSpider. Let me know if you want it. It's in the TrendSpider store, the Strat Soldier Easy Setup Scanner. Let's go with the weekly chart. And what was shooter on XLE. Usually we go through all these charts individually, but it's getting late. And I know people got stuff to do. So no shooters on XLE. We're going to go look at those individually then. Let's go inside bar. Inside bar on, what was it? Retail shooter on retail, but XLE was, shooter was XLV. Where you at? Healthcare. There you are. Scan. All right. So we got some inside bars for XLV. Healthcare, BIIB, inside on the week, 2 up on the month. Okay. Let's see if we can get this thing above 147.23. This is an old line, really old line. All right. The only problem with this one is all of this stuff is trapped in all of this. It's trying to come back up, all right? So it's ultimately trying to get back up to 157 to get out of this mess. But we'll see. We'll put it on the list. You do not have to take it if you don't want it. All right. CNC sound machine. Anybody? CNC sound machine, 2 up on the month. 322 back up. We'll put that on the monthly signals list, but it's got to come back up with this wall of woe. Oh my goodness, the wall of woe. It's got to come back up all this stuff to get it back above $57.45. I don't know what happened. It might have been earnings, probably was earnings, but this was bad. They were like, sorry guys. Ugh. Anyway, CNC coming back up. Let's see if the buyers were like, let's see if the buyers want to fix this above $33.37. HCA, we're almost done, guys. Inside bar and a hammer, 2 up on the month. I wish this was green, but all right, looks like it's all-time highs. Yep, pretty sure. Yep, all-time highs, but you do have an inside bar for next week above 406.61. Let's see if they want to keep buying that. IQV, inside on the week, inside on the month, skipping it. LH, inside on the month, 312 up on the month. It just started, it just triggered. So we'll see what they want to do there. Inside on the week, possible 312 up on the week, above 278.63. Okay. Trying to get back through this level of reclaim back here. Okay. Let's see, MCK inside on the week, 2 up on. Let's see if this re-triggers. If this goes 2 up on the week, this might trigger 2 up on the month. All right, above 714. So let's see if that re-triggers. Let's go weekly chart, and then we'll put that on the monthly signals. All right, RMD, ResMed, skip it, gross, leave it alone. UHS, inside on the week. Let's see if we can get above 192.18. 2 up on the month. All right, and then UNH inside on the week. Come on now, UNH. I do have a position in UNH. Trying to get their stuff together. It is 2-2 reversal back up on the month. We're trying to get to 411.40 on the month, okay? But it's inside on the week. Let's see if we can get above 351.71. The magnitude is 362, and the one after that is 387. Come on now, UNH, you can do it. Let's see if we can get all the way back up there. Come on now. Ooh, we know what happened, so we're not going to talk about it on the show. We know what happened. Zay says, nice. I got 70, 75 on my targets. Okay, for XRE. Okay, very good. KRE. Very good. And healthcare, yep, inside. And let's go shooter on retail really quick. And then I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for being here. This was fun, always fun. And thank you, Zay. That was a nice surprise. That's fun. Let's go scan that mug. Scan it. No shooters on XL retail. We got to look at that. Let's go down the ETF watch list really quick. And energies. Why? Because it's got a shooter on the week. We're gonna quickly go down these. I don't know why I didn't pick this up, but APA, very first one on the chart, shooter on the week. All right, shooter on the week. We want to see if that goes below $22, $22.64, and the target's $21.54. I'm not sure why the scanner did not pick that up. BKR, nope. Just skip it. Shooter in COP, shooter. All right, red on the month. This is already in trouble. 2 red on the month, 2 down on the month, and then shooter on the week. Okay. Remember that the lion does not go after the strong gazelle at the front of the pack. All right. Let's sort this thing. It's at all-time highs. It's going to be great. No, the lion goes after the rink-a-dink, uncoordinated, gazelle in the back that had a broken horn because it got stuck in a tree and it ain't running really fast. That's what the lion goes after. Easy meal, okay? Chevron, red on the month, shooter on the week. All right, 155. Not sure why the scanner did not pick that up. All right, this makes sense. Devon, shooter on the week below $33.73. EOG, shooter below 115.50. Fang Energy, skip it. Skip it. Skip it. Skip it. Skip it. Anything that does not look like the main chart, we're skipping it. Shooter. It's going to be a lot easier to manage a simultaneous break in a sector if they're all doing the same thing. Oxy below $45.18. See how far they want to take that down, because all your stocks are doing the same thing, okay? As opposed to going after roadblocks, that's all by itself and not in a sector. We want to trade simultaneous breaks. That means everything in a sector doing the same thing. All right, and we're done with energies. Not a lot of stocks in energies. XOM, let's see if we can get that thing below 111.31, and the magnitude's 108. Let's go down to retail real quick, and I mean really quick, because retail has a lot. We're just going to go after anything that looks obvious. Retail, because there were shooters on retail, and I can't see it. There were shooters on retail, and the scanner did not. I think the scanner's not seeing them for some reason. Retail, there you go. XRT retail. All right, XRT retail, AAP, yep, shooter. See if that goes below. See if that goes below $57.88 or 66 cents. ABG. Another shooter. Now this is going to be a 2-2 continuation, so you're going to have to find a reversal on the daily or the 60 to get in on that. Let's go AEO. All right, now the AEO definitely has buyers on this on the month, big time. All right, so this could just be profit taking. I'm definitely not gonna say it could go all the way down to $12, because the buyers are definitely in there. Okay, we just see it on the chart and we mark where it could go. So it's not a surprise when it does go. We already talked about Amazon, all right? Amazon. Yep, that's already there, okay? Abercrombie and Fitch, we're gonna skip it. AutoZone, for anybody who wants to buy a $4,000 stock, there you go. Let's go down. Carvana, we're trying to look for the obvious ones because we're getting over time. Dick's Sporting Goods. Dick's Sporting Goods bought Foot Locker. Dick's Sporting Goods bought Foot Locker. Okay, and let's see if that goes below 220.11. All right, I thought this would be shooting to the highs, but it did. They did buy Foot Locker. Okay, so news for them. If anybody wants to trade Dick's Sporting Goods, I got to say the whole name because we're all 13 years old. Let's see here. Expedia, that might be taking profits on that. Pets, let me see here. Ulta, I'm going to go through this a little bit more. Makeup might be going below 511.56. The magnitudes of 485. All right. Target. Oh yeah, Target. What's Target doing? Just bleeding out. Oh my goodness. Shooter on the month to the lows. Let's put that on 2 down on the month list. Well, it already is there. We know it's 2 down on the month. Just getting murdered. Getting murdered. Okay, so here's our weekly signals for this week. We're going to wrap this thing up. I'm going to put this out on Twitter. All right. I'm going to put this out on Twitter. And then for the Weekend Shift crew, I'm going through this every day. I'm going through it at lunch to see what's going on in the markets, and then I'm going through it after hours to see what, and then help you create, see what's going on, see what's in force, and then help you create a daily watch list for the next day. Okay, Get in there. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my YouTube, go to the membership section. You got Weekend Shift Crew, and then you got Strat Warriors, okay? Check those out. I have a joke, but can't say it here. Yes, that's right. That's right. It's a family show. It's a family show. Let's get out of this tank. It's hot in the tank. Woo! Ah! I'm all blurry. Oh, I'm back. All right. Thank you so much for everybody being here. Thank you, Zay. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Beach Bum. Thank you, Ryan, Aaron, Marlon B, Ms. Bacon, Justin Davis. Thank you, everybody, for being here. So much fun. Go check out. Go through some more of those actionable signals in retail. I'm going to do the same. And so next week we're going to see the market kind of digest. They're going to digest the news about inflation. The interest rate cut. All right. So we'll see what's happening. All right. And go watch things. You got to watch the news. Everything's really newsy right now. Remember, I was saying at the beginning of September that September seasonality-wise for the last 6 years has been red and low volume. Well, it's green and to the highs. All right. So that's because it's really newsy right now. Like Zay said, the president's trying to do all kind of stuff to keep the market pumped up. All right. So let's be careful, be cognizant. Don't try and be a hero on every trade. Remember, those base hits matter. All right. If you're trading shares and you're making 20 to 50 bucks, that's awesome. Those add up. Those wins add up. If you're trading options and you're like 50, 100, 50, 100, 50, 100, 200, 50, 100, 200, those wins add up. And then when you do take losses, because losses happen, you want those losses to be small. You don't want 50, 100, 50, 100, 50, 100, and then 300. You don't want that. All right. Isn't that wipes out all the progress that you made, all right, through the weeks and the months. You don't want that. So we want to use those tight stops. I know in other trading systems, when you get stopped out, it's a bad thing. In the Strat, it's the most important thing because we want to protect our capital, all right? That's the most important thing. We do not want to get killed. All right, and you can learn so much more about that at thestratsoldier.com. Go check it out. Go check out thestratsoldier.com. Check out my ebook, Hammer in Force, one candle formation actionable signal that gets you in on anything that trades. That's right, equities, crypto, commodities, futures, hammer. All right. Come on now, Hammer in Force. Go check it out. And then go check out Combat Load, which gets you everything on the website. All right. And then go check me out on Whatnot. Get you one of these coffee mugs. Get you one of these coffee mugs. You get 2 ebooks with that. All right. Get you one of these things so you can laugh with me and drink coffee. This is the Strat Soldier for the weekend shift. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.